Well, here we are again. Yeah, things feel a lot different after you lose one game after winning 11 straight. Usually you wouldn't feel that way because hey, you won 11 games. It's okay to lose one game, and losing to Washington really should not be as big of a deal as it is because it's a non-conference win. It doesn't matter right now in the standings because Kansas City, the team that's behind the Steelers right now, still has two NFC conference games coming up for them. But with that said, though, I'm not too sure about this one, honestly. This game coming up against Buffalo, not because we could beat Buffalo. I mean, I think this is a team that the Steelers could easily beat. There's just so many different things that ding the whole process, my process of thinking in this one, because obviously the offense has not been very good. There's been way too many drops. There's been too much conservative play going on especially against Washington. It's been very sloppy. You could probably blame the fact that the Steelers have played 3 games in 3 days in 12 days straight, but you got to be better than that. I mean, and on top of that, the defense right now is pretty banged up. We're going into this game without Joe Hayden, without Robert Spillane. Those guys are out with a concussion. Hayden has the concussion. Spillane has the knee injury. And Bud Dupree's been out for the season. So is Devin Bush. And guess what, kiddies? Vince Williams is on the COVID list, so he's not going to play on Sunday either. So that's 5 critical players on the defensive front that are going to not be able to play. So you're entrusting guys like Avery Williamson, Ulysses Gilbert, Olusani Adeni, and Marcus Allen, these guys that haven't really had that much playing time, and that can make them easy targets for the offense of Buffalo. Because Buffalo's a high-powered offense right now. And Josh Allen, last week against San Francisco, he played very well. And, I don't know about this one. My confidence level went down a lot after we lost to Washington. Not because we lost. That was going to come anyway. I don't think anybody was expecting us to go 16-0. Even I wasn't expecting us to go 16-0. It would have been nice, but yeah, it's not going to I didn't think it was going to happen, and sure enough, it didn't happen. But those injuries are what's worrying me about this game coming up. I mean, Buffalo, they're coming into this game pretty heavily healthy, and I don't know about this one. The passing game would be fine if we also had a running game too. That's been the biggest problem so far this season. The running game has just disappeared, and it's not so much of an easy fix to bring the running game back into the Steelers' gameplay because, yeah, they've had success throwing the ball, but every time they try to run the ball, it always fails, and they always end up dropping it altogether. And it's just you can't just win by consistently throwing the ball all the time. I know the Chiefs can do it all the time, but we're not the Chiefs. We're not Ben Roethlisberger's not Patrick Mahomes, as much as we love him to, but not to say that Ben's been bad this season, but he's not Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he could throw the ball so quickly that the Chiefs could score so easily, and just like that. I don't know. I'm conflicted about this one. My gut is telling me go with the Steelers because this seems like the perfect game for them to come back from. This is a game that usually, anytime a team beats them pretty badly at home, like Jacksonville a couple years ago, or the Chargers, they usually go to their stadiums. The Steelers usually go to their stadiums and beat them pretty convincingly, and that could happen here against Buffalo because, of course, Buffalo beat them pretty badly last year, but that was with Devlin Hodges. But that defense, though, has me questioning what's going to happen. So this is the game the Steelers have got to have. They pretty much got to have every single game here because Kansas City probably, they might lose to Miami. Miami slowly but surely becoming somewhat of a sneaky good team. That could be an upset this weekend. But New Orleans, Atlanta, and the Chargers again. New Orleans probably is one that the Chiefs could probably lose, but Steelers essentially have to basically win out in order to at least have the number 1 seed, because I feel like if the Steelers lose another game going forward, then that's going to mean that Kansas City can just sneak into the number 1 seed, and then Pittsburgh would have to play on Wild Card Weekend. And after what happened this year, like, the Steelers cannot afford to have that happen. I want to say the Steelers are going to win this one, but I don't know. My gut's telling me go for it, but my brain is telling me probably not going to happen. So I hate to say this. I sadly think the Buffalo Bills will somehow win this game. I think it'll be a close game. I think it will come down to the wire. I think it will come down to who has the ball at the end of the game. And I just think Buffalo probably has a better chance of winning this game. That's just my thinking right now. And my hope is that the Steelers will finally get some luck and maybe get some help to get into the playoffs this weekend, because they need Miami to lose or Las Vegas to lose to essentially get in. They need to win, of course, and they need to win and hope that Cleveland loses to Baltimore on Monday to clinch the AFC North. I wish that could happen, but considering what's happened this week and what happened at the end of last year too, it's probably doubtful to happen. But it's 2020. Stranger things have happened, so we will see what happens, and let's see how this one turns out.
Website for the most up-to-date odds.
Time now to beat the bus, and the song remains the same. All of us were 3-2 on our picks last week, so that means the margin remains the same on the Beat the Bus standings. I have the 1-game lead on Jerome and a 3-game lead on Albie, and we have 3 tough games to pick this week. Jerome, you're first. Start us off. Steelers at the Bills.
And this is a tough football game. Obviously, the Bills at home, looking at chops with the team that really has kind of been scrambling to find ways to win in the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that stops this week. They find a way to get the job done. They're going to run the football better. They're going to pass the ball better. The receivers will catch the ball, and the Steelers will win a close game in Buffalo.
Well, let's get to the picks, and don't hate me, Steelers fans. Don't come for me on this one. I want to be wrong. I want to be proven wrong, I promise. I am alone, though, in picking the Buffalo Bills in this one. The FanDuel Sportsbook line, as of this show taping, is by 1.5. Now, the Ravens at the Browns, excuse me. Jerome, you and Albie going with Cleveland. I'm taking the Ravens in this one. Baltimore favored in this game by 2.5. And the Cowboys at the Bengals. Jerome, you and I in agreement here with Dallas. Albie's taking Cincy.
Here are today's Pepsi picks, brought to you by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, it's time to make those picks. So, Rich, let's start with you. Steelers, Buffalo, it's only a 1-point spread.
I know fans out there aren't going to like it, but I like the Bills today, 27-23. I just think the Steelers have too many problems right now. And defense with injuries, no Joe Hayden's going to be huge, no Vince Williams. I just think it's going to be too much to overcome.
Charlie, what say you?
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about this one, Bob. I think when you look at the injuries on the defensive side of the ball, no Vince Williams, traveling the day of the game, ultimately pregame for 12 days, I think they run out of gas. They lose 24-23 today.
Jerry Dulek's on his way to Buffalo, and before he left, he told us he likes the Steelers. And so do I. Somehow, some way, I think after that loss, they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth. I don't know how they're going to do it because they have a lot of defensive areas of concern, but I like them by 1. Jerry likes them by 4. Now, who's...
For Home Team Picks, brought to you by Lowe's, we head out to Buffalo. We begin with Jack Collinsworth. Jack.
62% of the country is on Buffalo. The Bills' AFC losses are to Tennessee and Kansas City, but they're playing their best football in December. And if they want to prove that they belong at the top of the AFC, tonight is the night. I'm on the Mafia, Mike Florio.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And the Bills are fortunate because the Steelers can't run the ball, so I'm going Buffalo, guys. I'm sensing a trend. I'm going Buffalo as well. Too many defensive injuries for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I say Buffalo for the same reasons.
Man, you're going Buffalo too.
Even though I'm a former Steeler.
I know. Yeah. Okay, I'm going Buffalo too tonight. I'm sorry.
Man, I don't know what y'all tripping on. Mike Tomlin is a dog. He's going to have these guys ready. I'm going with the Steelers.
Way to go, Ronnie.
All right.
Pittsburgh in no hurry to squeeze one last play in, and we have hit halftime. Oh, 7-0. A good stretch.
One play, and momentum immediately goes back to Buffalo. Well, it was an interesting game up until that point. It was 7-0 Pittsburgh, and then all of a sudden Buffalo scores 9 unanswered, including a pick 6 in the final minute. I don't know. I just like the drops are still there. The defense is playing well. The offense isn't clicking. Like, even though Buffalo has been struggling in this first half, they're still getting they still have the momentum. Like, the only reason the Steelers even got the touchdown was because they were in their Buffalo territory when they made the interception, and they were able to punch it in that quickly. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I mean, it's only down by 2 points, yes, but that last minute just moved momentum quickly to Buffalo. And I mean, I knew this was going to be a tough game, but I don't know if they can come back from this one. But still got a second half to go, so we'll see what happens.